Welcome back. In this tutorial we will study about if-else statement. In previous tutorial we studied about if-else statement without else portion. In this tutorial we will study about a if-else statement which is having else portion also. This is the general form of this statement which is having this is the general form of if-else statement which is having else portion also. Now see, in this case, what happens this expression, if this expression is true, or in other words, we can say if the value of this expression is non-zero, then the statement 1 will be executed. But if this expression is false, in other words, we can say that if the value of this expression is 0, then the statement 2 will be executed. It will be clear after this example. Now I am going to make a program which is using this if else statement. So here I am going to write a program. First, I have in first line what I have written, I have included this header file stdio.h, because in this program I can use printf or scanf functions. After that there is a main function, and within the main function I am going to write a code. So I am going to write a program to check whether the number entered by the user is divisible by 5 or not. So first of all, I have declared an integer variable a. So the value for this integer variable a will be entered by the user. And what our program is going to do, our program will check whether the value entered by the user is divisible by 5 or not. So first I have declared this integer variable a. Now I will print a message on output screen which will ask the user to enter the value of variable a. Then when the user enters the value through the keyboard, that value must be assigned to the integer variable a. For that purpose I am going to use scanf function. So here I have used this scanf function in this statement, you can see. So what happens when this statement is executed, then what will happen, what this scanf function will do, this scanf function, whatever the integer value entered by the user, it will assign that value to the integer variable a. Now I'm going to use if else statement to check whether the value which is assigned to the variable a is divisible by 5 or not, right? Whether the integer value which is entered by the user and that value which is assigned to this integer variable a, that value is divisible by 5 or not. So for that I am going to use if else statement. So here I have written if, and within the parenthesis I have written this expression, a remainder operator, and then 5, and then equality operator, then 0. So this expression can be true or false. So this expression will be true when this variable a's value is divided by 5 and remainder is 0. It means this expression will be true when the value of variable a is divisible by 5. It means when it is divided by 5 and the remainder is 0, right? So when this expression is true, then the statement will be executed. Which statement will be executed? This one, which I am going to write within this curly braces. So here I am going to write printf. Now I am going to use this printf function to print the message that the number is divisible by 5. Now I have written this else clause. So when this condition a remainder operator 5 equality operator 0, when this condition is false, it means when this variables a's value is not divisible by 5, then whatever the statement is written after else clause, that will be executed. So in this statement I have written printf the number is not divisible by 5. So this is the program. So here you can see if else statement in along with if, within parentheses I have specified this expression. So when this expression is true, it means when a is divided by 5 and remainder is 0, it means when a is divisible by 5, then this statement will be executed and it will print that the number is divisible by 5. But when this expression is false, it means when the value of variable a is not divisible by 5, then this statement will be executed, which is along with else clause. And this statement will print the message on screen, that is the number is not divisible by 5. So let us execute the program. Now I have got a message on this output screen, enter the value of variable a. So I have entered the value 15, which is divisible by 5. So I have got this output on the screen, that the number is divisible by 5. That means this statement has been executed. Now I'm going to execute this program again. I have got this message, enter the value of a. Now I have entered the value, integer value 7, which is not divisible by 5. Now what happens, I have got this output on the screen, the number is not divisible by 5, because now this statement has been executed, because now this condition has become false.